we don't have really a good retirement system here, so you have to be prepared. So I'm just preparing, but so that once you are retired, whatever knowledge you gone through with your life, you can just be able to share to everyone, and then pass on. And then I think that's the biggest legacy you could probably do.
You're listening to Property Investor Tales, stories from the front yard. Here's your host, Tabitha Bright.
Hello and welcome to Property Investor Tales, stories from the front yard, where I get to speak to property investors from around Australia about their investing journey. My name's Tabitha Bright and I'm the head of coaching here at Positive Real Estate, where we help people build wealth through property. With over 8,000 clients across Australia and New Zealand, there are some incredible stories to tell, which hopefully make your investing journey that little bit easier and will inspire you along the way. My guest today is Ram Balbin, and if anyone can inspire you, it's certainly going to be this young man. He has put it all on the line to make sure that he succeeds in his investing. We talk through what it's taken to buy 7 properties and why it is so important to him living in the Philippines to create wealth for himself and his family. Enjoy this conversation with Ram. Hey everybody, welcome along to the podcast. Today I have a bit of an extra special interview. I have with me Ram Balbin. Now, Ram is part of our team in the Philippines, and his role here at Positive Real Estate is that of an acquisitions officer. So basically, Ram's job is he works alongside with our acquisitions people here in Australia. They're the guys that look out and head out and do all the work to find awesome property deals for our clients. So Ram's always out there working hard, locating deals, doing the due diligence, negotiating with developers, all that cool stuff to bring some awesome deals to our clients. Now, when I popped over to the Philippines recently, I caught up with Ram. I heard a little bit about his story, and he's actually got a fascinating story that I think all of us as investors can learn from. And it's also a lesson in you do what you've got to do in order to get a result that is different from what everybody else is doing. Because often, I'll hear clients say things like, yes, I want to invest and I want this amazing result, but I don't want to change my lifestyle. I don't want it to infect my day-to-day. I don't want to be stressed, and I'm time poor and I don't have time to do anything extra. And it's like, well, that's great, but I'm not a unicorn. I don't have a magic wand. And if you want a result that's outside what everyone else is doing and everyone else is getting, sometimes we need to give something up, or we need to make a sacrifice in some way, shape, or form to get a different result. And Ram here has taken that to the max and he's got an awesome story to share. So enough of me talking. Welcome, Ram, to the podcast.
Thanks, Tab, for having me here. I'm so excited about this.
You can't be more excited than me. So, so tell me a little bit about yourself. So, tell me a little bit about your background, about growing up in the Philippines. Maybe not everyone's had the luxury of getting to the Philippines and meeting people like yourself. So, tell me a little bit about that.
My name is Ram. I'm from the Philippines, the capital city of Manila. So, we are a family of 5. I'm the second son, the middle child, I would say, but but I would not say that I'm the rebellious type, but probably the most adventurous and highly independent. My dad is a politician and my mom is our CFO. Chief Financial Officer. He managed all their funds. But Well, of course, there's a trade-off with this kind of family dynamics. I would say, you're happy because your dad is doing something great
Yeah.
to its constituents, kind of. But of course, as sad at the same time, because you will never be the priority. That's why we kind of grew up independently and persevere.
Right, because your dad was so busy with
Yeah.
work and being a politician, so you guys had to be pretty independent. And I heard that you're a little bit of a little bit rebellious, maybe a little bit independent.
Yeah, that's right. Being a middle child, you're kind of in the between. Just like all other middle kids, you just need an approval to your parents for doing something great. Yeah.
Wonderful. And so tell me about your first job.
Oh, yeah. My first job, I used to be a Starbucks barista, like, Starbucks in the Philippines, like a thing, because, coffee is quite expensive. So it's just like a social symbol. Yeah. Uh, During those days, either you're a celebrity or a Starbucks barista. Yeah, like everybody just got amazed with the barista. But I kind of like the relationship I have with them, because until right now we still get in touch. We still have a once a year get together, and that's for 19 years straight. Yeah,
Wow, from Starbucks.
from Starbucks. Yeah, it is. And then after that, I had my first real estate exposure in the Middle East, Dubai. Yeah, Dubai as it is. They wanted to be the best in everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, they try to make the impossible possible. They just can take no to an answer. Yeah. So I got the role of a project coordinator in Dubai. So what I do is trying to coordinate with the government, with the architects, and even negotiating with the bank. And but to be honest, I don't know anything. It's just I had this boss who trusted me and guided me all throughout those days. I kind of like the job because you'll be able to meet a lot of people on that role. But after that, recession came. I think that was around 2009. So I decided to go back here in the Philippines. But I knew then that I really wanted to be in real estate. I started with a local agent and tried to become an international property agent. So basically, our role is to promote Philippine properties overseas. So I manage Asia and Middle East accounts. So what basically we do, we just network, create a sales channel, try to go to different kind of expos, seminars, and all sort of gardens, even birthday, just to be known, that our presence is known on that particular area. So I got a long run on that for 5 years. And
Right.
well, because I decided to quit, because one thing is I got burned out on selling. But then since you're exposed with a lot of property investors, and you know that you wanted to be one, so now I'm a part-time property investor and just look for a job that will help me out pay my monthly bills. That's
which makes total sense. So
yeah.
just to summarize, so you
Mm,
you got your first job in Starbucks as a barista,
yeah.
which is awesome.
Mm,
And you still catch up with them every for the last
year.
19 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
year
every
you've caught up
year.
with them,
Yeah.
which is which is awesome. But then you wanted exposure to real estate and you ended up in Dubai.
Mhm. That's
And
right.
right. And you were selling property over in Dubai, or you were working for a
Ah,
developer?
I'm working on a developer that then it's a project development. So we get our client who would like to develop, and then we're in between to manage everything that our
Yeah. So
client
gotcha. So project coordinator. So you were
garden. Yeah.
coordinating with the architects, the government, the bank, and everything to get these
Yeah,
developments.
that's right. Yeah,
Wow. So that's a massive role.
I
But
know.
you didn't actually know anything about it, but
Yeah,
you
I mean, I'm going
learned.
from just brewing some coffee, and then you just got this role.
Well, fake it till you make it, right? In this instance.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And it says here in my notes that you loved it because you're exposed to people that,
Mm-hmm.
had a force of
Mm-hmm.
nature, and you got to learn from them, which is really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the recession hit, you went back to the Philippines. And so
Yes.
you were doing this international role of selling property from the Philippines to
Mm-hmm.
international investors.
Mm-hmm.
And you were required to network and to build sales networks for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you got a bit of burnout from that. So you were obviously working long hours, and it just got too
Yeah.
much, did it?
Yeah, because we have a BAM and the BAM is so huge. And
Oh, yeah.
uh,
Many people
and
expected. Sorry, you go.
yeah, I mean there's a BAM, but there's also a trade-off that if you cannot get that BAM, your commission will be cut off like that. So
Ah,
okay. Yeah.
okay. So what Ram's saying, because not everyone that's listening to the podcast is familiar with sales speak. So Ram's saying that he had a BAM. So that's a bare ass minimum. It's military speak, I think, BAM. A bare ass minimum for his sales result. And that BAM was, from what I gather, Ram was a high figure. And so, and if you didn't hit that figure, then it also impacted the commissions that you did have. Yeah. So
Yeah, because the company invested to you that much. So yeah, kind of makes
gotcha.
sense as well.
Yeah. So they want a result. So that was a very tough role. And so tell me, because I know you've sacrificed a lot in your investing journey. So tell me a little bit about this. So because you started with positive real estate, you decided to have a change in role. So tell us about that.
Well, I'm still on this journey and I'm happy where I am right now.
Good.
Well, it's not easy, but I'm enjoying every step. So
yeah.
So during the start of the journey, there's a lot of sacrifice. I compromised my personal comfort to achieve my first rental property. Yeah. Well, I live in a capsule. Just to give an image, like 5x3. So I was living on the middle. It's kind of near to the ceiling. So it's really hot. So I remember I have a small fan. Every time I put my hands on the fan or my feet on the fan, that's already a luxury for me. And I still remember I have a small cabinet inside that room, but then I still have two luggages at the trunk of my car, and I used to park it in the church. So every time I go out on my car, I sneak outside because the parking boy is chasing me. I'm so thrifty back then because I don't want to spend another penny to give. But church is parking is free. He just want to screw me. Yeah. So since then, I just to just compensate that discomfort. I remember my daily shower, I used to shower in Anytime Fitness, and every weekend I go to Jim Jilbang. Jim Jilbang is like a Korean sauna where you can spend 12 hours inside. So yeah. So I thought this crazy need to stop. So I purchased another property. Now I'm jumping, living one to another. Yeah, and it's goes cycles and then ending. Yeah, journey.
Wow. So just to summarize once again, so you decided that you would do whatever it took in order to buy investment property. And so what that looked like for you was to severely downgrade your day-to-day living. And so you were living in a capsule.
Capsule.
Yeah. And so much like the capsule hotels, I would imagine, in Japan and stuff, where basically no. So what's a capsule like? Explain a capsule.
It's like you're a cookie inside the oven waiting to be, to rise or something.
Oh, right.
Or it's just like you're inside a casket that you are put. inside your what do you call this one? Um, it's like what do you call it? Your final destination or your living tomb, something like
Oh,
that.
like a locker or something.
Yeah, locker, yeah, yeah.
Wow. So you're literally in a locker pretty much.
Mhm.
And that was where you had the fan to keep cool. Because as you guys know, and I know now because I've just got back from the Philippines, it is hot there and it is humid. And so you're essentially going to bed in a locker, and you're showering at the gym, and you're doing this to save money to get a head start in your investing. Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
That
That's
is
right.
crazy, Ram.
Mm.
That is nuts. And how long did you do that for?
I'm still doing it until right now, to be honest. Well, I do this because this is my long-term strategy. Because when my productivity drops, this property will help me out on my living. So, but then this is my long strategy. But I still have also a short strategy, which I do most often. It's like I do wholesaling and buy wholesale on a short term. So yeah.
Okay, so take me through that. So you've got a long-term strategy of buying
Mhm.
property and holding it long-term, because I know you
Mm,
and Sam Saggers talk all the time about property and
mm,
about strategies and stuff. Yeah.
mm,
And he's been a bit of a mentor for you, hasn't he, Sam and
mm.
Riley? Yeah. So
Oh,
yes.
yeah, it's a Warren Buffett kind of things like value investing, where you just hold the property, like what
Yep.
Jesus will hold, never sell. So you
Yep.
just get a quality property, hold it
Yep.
for a long term, and then
Yep.
this property will gonna benefit on the time that you don't want to work anymore, and just gonna help you
Right.
out on your
Yep.
bills.
So that's your retirement plan, basically. You buy and
Yeah, that's
hold
right.
is your quality property. It's your retirement plan. And then you
Mm-hmm.
said you have a second strategy where you're flipping some stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Just to raise more capital. Well, it's kind of guilty because some of them I use it for my pleasure, and then yeah, some of them of course, I reinvest and acquire more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you do for fun? Because you said you use it for your pleasure. What do you do for fun?
I love traveling. So yeah, if I don't have a house, I travel. So yeah, I would say I'm a homeless property investor, if that makes sense.
Ram, you're amazing. And so, while I understand this isn't going to be for everybody, as you can see, like Ram is giving it his all. And so, where was the last place that you traveled? Where have you been recently?
Cambodia. That was the last place that
Ah,
I've
yeah,
been into. Mm.
Cambodia. Yeah. And where else have you been?
Been to Japan, Southeast Asia, mostly Southeast Asia.
Yep. Japan's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
It
I haven't
is
been to
wonderful.
Cambodia. Um, and so tell me your biggest mistake. Tell me your biggest lesson.
Mm.
Take me through that.
Okay. Before that, rental property, my first real estate deal is an off the plan in the Bay Area here in the Philippines.
Yep.
Well, I knew the market and its potential, and I partnered with a friend. But suddenly he let me on that deal just to so that won't ask me any more questions. I give back his share with profit.
Yep.
During those season, I'm already overwhelmed with different kind of expenses, and I have an existing car loan. Um, so I did continue. I did not continue with the property. I have negotiated with the developer, and I lost 50% of the deposit. But the saddest part is that property now grew its worth 300%, and it's yielding at 25%. I think that's the
Ram.
actually that's the best performing property I should have. Well, I could
Ouch.
have blamed my co-buyer easy, but
Yep.
yes, I blame that. To be honest, I blame him that day. But now realizing it's the fear that break the deal, I should have at least
Yeah.
tried. to lodge mortgage application.
Yeah.
It's a culture thing here as well, that we see debt as debt. Don't go there, don't touch
Mm,
it. But now I understand the power of leveraging and other financial
yeah.
matrix in property investing.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
powerful lesson, hun. So I'm just going to reframe that for everybody. So
mhm,
basically, the first real estate deal was an off the plan you did in the Bay Area.
mhm,
So an A-class
mhm,
property potentially, but you were doing it with a friend. And
mhm.
um and your friend didn't want to complete the deal. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. And so you were already feeling overwhelmed with different expenses. And you're saying that
Mhm.
in the Philippines, you prioritize the car loan over home loans. Um,
Yes.
Many people here do the same. I have seen so many people, essentially broke as, that have like the fanciest cars. And it's like, dude, like, or chick, this is not going to work for you long term. But yeah, so you're certainly not alone in that. Um, and so you chose not to continue with the property because your friend pulled out, and that property
Mhm,
has since gone up 300%, and it now yields
mhm.
at a 25% rent yield. And you lost 50% of your deposit with the developer
Yeah.
because you pulled out of the off the plan. So that's like I mean, that's a great example of a lesson. And what you've learned from that was that while at the time you blamed the person that you were doing the deal with, um, you're now realizing that it was actually the fear of the debt and doing it on your own, that got in the way of
Mm.
you getting that 300% return. And, I don't think there's a person listening that would not say that they haven't missed out, myself included, that they haven't missed out on a freaking awesome deal or an opportunity or a I could have, but I didn't opportunity because of fear. And, fear is one of those things that if we get caught up in the what ifs, it has the potential to totally stuff our financial future. And this is why I'm such a fan of coaching and education, whether it's positive real estate or some other form of education. You've got to give yourself enough information that you're empowered to take action. Because if you let fear stop you, take Ram's instance here, take the multitude of times I could have done something and I didn't. Um, it'll just stuff your financial future. So Ram, thank you for sharing that one. So tell me, you've got a note here that if you're living in one of your units, you're broke, but if you see me living in the street, you've got positive cash flow. Once again.
Yeah, I mean, currently my portfolio, I'm a little bit of break even. I earn a little positive, but if I it because right now I'm living with my unit right now, but if I less it out, I got more money, I guess.
You've got more money.
Because everything is on mortgage. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've got a note here that you've learned how to manage your emotions well in regards with investment, which is
Mm-mm.
massive. You have a very high risk tolerance and you have a very high discomfort tolerance, which is amazing. And not everybody has that. I don't think I've got as high a discomfort zone as you do. um, and but it is important to get out of your comfort zone, whether it's to the
Yeah.
and I'm not suggesting everyone needs to do what Ram's done, which is extraordinary and not normal, but my hat off to you, Ram. You're an amazing person. Um, but we do have to expand our comfort zones. One of the lessons that I wanted everyone to get from today's interview with Ram is that if we're comfortable, I'll use Ram's phrase. He linked it, death is debt, and that's how debt is viewed in the Philippines. and it's many cultures as well. I meet with people across all walks of life, and many people say, oh, in my culture, having a mortgage is viewed as, or having a debt or a loan is viewed as, a really bad thing, rather than leverage if used well. And I would say comfort equals death. And I would say comfort equals the death of dreams, because if you are comfortable, you are not growing and you're not taking action to expand where you're at to get a result that's different from everybody else. And that's a big, broad, sweeping statement, and I'm sure many will disagree with me. In my time in coaching, I've found those that are determined to be comfortable and not step out of their discomfort are the ones that struggle the most to get a result. So I just want you to hold that in your head. So tell me a little bit about your goals, because I can see your goal here is to have quite a number of rental properties. Tell me about that.
Currently, I don't have a car, I don't have a home. I would say I'm on and off living on the street, but currently I have pretty much good number of portfolio.
Yeah.
Both for personal, and I have co-partners, both local and international properties. So my goal is to have at least 20 rental properties.
Yep.
And maybe retire on a beachside community, a small house, something like that.
Sounds fantastic. And so I am concerned when you say you're sleeping on the street. Can you quantify that for me?
Yeah, I sometimes I check in on a hotel. I live with some friends.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're not sleeping rough.
Family. Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good to know. And that's a choice that you're making.
It's just
because you are comfortable with discomfort.
Yeah, but my family doesn't know that I'm having this kind of strategy. They just know that I'm visiting them.
Okay. And so you're aiming for 20, and you've got around 4 properties at the moment, haven't you?
7 properties.
7?
I have 7 properties.
That's amazing.
4 is already turnover. It's already on rent. 3 is about to come. Yeah.
So you've got some off the plans or stuff being constructed at the moment that's going through the process. And so originally, what was holding you back from investing in real estate?
I mean, of course, fear. One of those. Another thing is commitment.
Tell me about that.
Because you have something to look to pay again, and you have the mortgage and those kind of stuff that you have to pay monthly on a bank. So it's a commitment. It's a long-term commitment.
It is a long,
and it's a lifelong. It's a lifelong commitment, because you still have to fix your room, whatever, renovate, and what. Yeah. And I also have a scarcity mindset. I might lose everything, But realizing now, I transform my scarcity mindset to more of an abundance mindset, that you will never lose everything. Opportunity is everywhere. You just have to act on it,
Yeah, that's amazing, Ram. One of the things, because I've had some challenges with property over the time, there's been times when, I've been very concerned about my mortgages, my interest rates, how I'm going to do it. Do I have to sell something? And I always knew that even if I did lose everything, and not that we ever go out to start investing to do that, and certainly we don't coach people where they get in a position to lose everything, but if you do push yourself and you worry about it, it never takes you the same amount of time to build it back up. Because even if you were to lose the physical things, you've still got all the knowledge and experience that you gleaned from that first time
100%.
round. Yeah. And I've always found when I've made a mistake, I've done it so much faster the second time when I've gone to fix it up. So, what do your friends and family think?
Well, this is one of the topic that we are really connected. So I really choose my friends who has the same mindset as mine. Well, in my family, we have four topics that we're passionate about. One is our
Yeah.
faith.
Yep.
Second is real estate.
Yes.
Third is trading, and the fourth one is investment. Actually, they are also a property investor on their own.
Yep.
Actually, recently, my other sibling struggled with her investment due to her circumstances, and yeah, me and my brothers are is willing to jump in just to get through her investment.
That's amazing. Because
Mm.
often clients really feel like they are doing it on their own. They don't feel like they can talk to family and stuff. So that's awesome if you've got um, that opportunity to learn
Mhm.
from each other. Obviously, your faith, like you said, your real estate, your
Mhm.
trading, your investment. I mean, they're all quality conversations to be having family, and I'm sure that many people would wish they had that same opportunity with family. Not everyone's as fortunate. And for people that are watching this video who are thinking about growing a portfolio, but they are scared, they are fearful, they would be really, really scared of making a choice like you have made, to do whatever it takes to see your dream through, because that's essentially what you're telling me, is you will do whatever it takes to see your journey through, and you pepper it with travel and doing other stuff that is important to you, which is equally important. But what would you say to somebody that's fearful of this?
Okay. I think there's no right time. We just have time.
Yep.
So we need to, yeah, I mean, you need to make a decisions. But before that, I think your mindset and your heart set need to be aligned when investing.
Yep.
If they are not aligned, that's I think the biggest risk. You cannot be overly confident and go rah 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 without knowledge, and vice versa. You can have all the information strategy and have no faith. I think they need
Yep.
to be together, aiming
Yep.
for that particular goal.
Yep. And I've also got some notes here. There's no wrong decision, you said.
Yeah. There's no people always think of failure, but to be honest, failure is not it's not a definition for me. It's just all learnings.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it could happen rather than avoiding wrong decision. Just mitigate the risk. Just be surrounded with like-minded people like me. I have my brothers. I
Yeah.
have my inside and outside. Get the right people. Create a network.
Yeah.
There's a lot of volatility on the short term, but if you're looking long term, it's just a small bump. Um, Diversify. Don't, as we heard most of the time, don't put all the eggs in one basket.
Yep.
That's why creating a portfolio is the logical ways
Yep.
solutions. Because you can navigate a lot of options and it minimizes the risk.
Yep.
Yeah, and then inside just burn the boat, embrace the challenges, keep the faith. You'll try to understand yourself more if you've gone through this.
Yeah. I love what you say here, because whenever I interview somebody for a podcast, I get them to think about some of the questions I'm going to ask, and people often fill it out and send it back to me, which is great because then I've got all the notes and all of the thinkings. And one of the things that Ram said here when he filled it out, which I think is so important. Actually, there's two things. The first I'm going to go back to his comment on there's no wrong decision. It's all just learning. I heard somebody, I think it was actually Shay Witten, one of the owners of Positive Real Estate, and she said, that you're either winning or you're learning. Like there's no failure. You're winning or you're
Mhm.
learning. Simple as that. And if you reframe failure for yourself, because we're taught, don't copy, don't get it wrong, don't make a bad decision. If you let go of that stuff, that it's learning, it's teaching you something, you're learning or you're winning, then it totally changes how your brain thinks about it. The second thing that Ram said that I think is so important is where he says, burn the boat, embrace challenges, and keep the faith. Growth and wisdom happen in this area. You could not have said anything truer, Ram. Like, you don't get to be wise and to learn stuff without trying stuff. And if you just say, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it no matter what, and you burn that boat, you can't go back. You can't change your mind. You can't waver on it. You have to move forward. And I think when you're approaching an investment journey, understand your why, like know what it is that you want to achieve this for. And then every time you go to waiver and go, oh, this is too hard, I'm going to give up. It's like, why am I doing this? I've burnt the boats. I'm going to keep moving forward. This is just a glitch or a bump in the journey. It's a short-term challenge for a long-term goal. What are your biggest goals? I'm going to go off script here, Ram, and put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I know you. I know you are talking 20 properties to be able to be on the beach and do your thing. What has motivated you on this journey? Why are you prepared to go to such lengths to achieve a result for yourself?
Well, one thing's on the pragmatic answer of that, or the more realistic, because we don't have really a good retirement system here, so you have to be prepared. So I'm just preparing.
Yep.
But so that once you are retired, whatever knowledge you gone through with your life, you can just be able to share it to everyone, and then pass on. And then I think that's the biggest legacy you could probably do.
Yeah. And Ram, I don't think I'm talking out of school to say one of the big things you want to do is share a lot of your knowledge with your community and with the team in the Philippines. You want to show people how to create wealth, how to build a portfolio, how to give yourself some financial choices. And I think that's amazing. So it's a much bigger picture beyond Ram just collecting 20 properties. It's your why. It's your big thing about leaving a legacy and being able to give people those safety nets that maybe you don't have as much access to at the moment. So if I could ask you the last question that I always ask, actually, before I do that, is there anything else that I've missed that is important to you to share and get across to people today? Is there anything that you've wanted to share that I haven't asked you?
I think that's pretty much that's it. Yeah.
Awesome. And then the question I ask at the end of all of the podcast episodes is, if you could go back in time and visit young Ram and give young Ram, 20-year-old Ram, some advice, what would you say to Ram, knowing what you know today?
I could have do it earlier, because if earlier is much better.
Earlier is much better. And it's funny you say that, Ram, because pretty much everybody says the same thing, no matter where they are or what they've achieved. They just say, "Do it sooner."
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's awesome. Well, a massive thank you today. Thank you for sharing your story, because it certainly is a phenomenal one. And I'm in awe of what you've done and what you're achieving and continue to do, Ram. It is an absolute honor to have you as part of our team, and the deals that you put together with Sam and the guys, next level. So thank you again for today, and wishing you success. And we'll speak again soon. Thanks, Ram.
Right. Thank you for having me here. Bye.
100%. Bye, Dal. Hey, thanks for listening to Property Investor Tales. Remember to subscribe so you get notified every time a new episode drops. As you can guess, I love hearing people's property investor tales. So if you'd like to share yours, then please get in touch with me via email at propertyinvestortales@positivementor.com.au. We would also love your feedback, and I would appreciate a 5-star review over on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Remember, you can watch all of these podcasts over on YouTube at Positive Mentor or at positivementor.com.au. Until then, take care, happy investing, and bye for now.